Hi guys, today we're going to discuss plotting or outlining your novel. So the first thing you need is somewhere to put your original ideas. So what we have here is Robin's brain fart. Okay, so you can do this anywhere you choose. You can use a whiteboard, a corkboard. You could use memos if you have a table that no one is going to touch. Anywhere where you can put things in any order you like, but no one's going to touch it or move it. So I use post-it notes as well as different colored pens. If you can see, I use small post-its where I write the chapter number and I write breaking point. These can be moved around as I plot. It helps me to work out where any cliffhangers should be, anything like that. I move them around as I go. And I also color code my post-its. So the green is subplot, plot twist, or main plot points. This just helps me know where these happen in the story so I can make sure there's a good overall arc. I also have pink for romance or friendships to show the friendship arcs. Orange is dialogue, themes, or important artifacts and objects. The artifacts are important to my current novel. This could be anything for you guys. It could be place, time, anything of importance. And then yellow is violence or action. Having these different colors helps to see if you're lacking in any particular area. So if I had a long section of orange, so a lot of dialogue, this could get very dull for the reader unless that dialogue involves one of these other colors. So at a glance, you can see if you're missing anything, if anything needs added, or if you need to take some away. I also use these post-its here. So on here, I will write different character names that come up whilst I'm planning the story. And next to these characters, I will have any characteristics that are vital to that character, where they're from, what they look like. Anything that comes to my mind as I go will go on here. I will also use these for world building ideas. So whilst plotting the novel, if there's something particular in the world that needs to be exact for the story to continue, I'll put it on one of these and add it to my brain fart wall. Having a brain fart wall or somewhere where you can move ideas around physically really helps you to plan and plot your novel because you're not stuck. And you don't necessarily have to have a linear form. You can use spider diagrams, you can do linear, you can go across, it's up to you. But it's a lot easier to move your ideas around in post-it form than it is on Excel or Word, where if you're me, you're going to accidentally delete things or you're going to move it, but it's going to interrupt all the rest, and it's just a faff. So if you can use a board or a table for at least 3 months of planning before you start to write, this can be really helpful to your novel. Now for the next part of outlining and plotting, we're going to move to my Mac screen in 3, 2, 1. Okay guys, so welcome to my Mac. This is my outlining template. First of all, you can see that I have chapter here. I sometimes write, catalyst, when the character reacts, anything important. I then normally will put the page number so I can easily get to that chapter. If a beta reader says a certain chapter is wrong and this is continuous, then I can get to that chapter quickly instead of scrolling through my entire story. I also have the word count here. This is just to make sure that each chapter is not the exact same length. If your chapters are all the same length, then the reader can often become bored. It can be monotonous. So it's good just to have the word count there, just so you can see if you're averaging out too much or not. For each chapter, I break it into scenes. So a scene can just be when a character moves to a different section of a building or in their world. It could be when you change viewpoint, anything like that. It's up to you. I color code them so I can see, and I will also put the page number so I can easily get to that section. I then have a list for the characters. This is just the characters that are in each chapter. That means I know who's there. I can find their details easy. And it also means you can see if you've missed out a character for too long. I then have important dialogue. This is anything from the brain fart we come up with that you feel should really definitely be in your story. I just write it in there so you can have a reminder of it, and then when you're writing up, you don't forget it. Then importantly, we have what happens. So this is where you write your plan that you've come up with on your brain fart. So what happens in each section, in each chapter, so that when you come to the writing stage, if you have this in front of you, you can just read the blurb and you'll immediately be able to write that chapter. This can help stop writer's block. If you already know what you're going to write about, it's a lot easier to start writing in the first place. We then have foreshadowing. So if anyone who doesn't know what foreshadowing is, this is where an author hints at the end or a future part of their novel. This could be anything from in Harry Potter where he finds the diary, but at that point you don't know what a Horcrux is. That foreshadows the Horcruxes later on, to even small things like Hermione and Ron getting together, how they argued, and then you can see her jealousy over his new girlfriend. Little things like that on a second read is very obvious to the reader, but on a first read they could miss them. But without them, your big revelations would be too much and too jarring for a reader to read. I then have important details. This could be about the character, about the world. It could be things that have to be mentioned, that cannot be missed out, or just important revelations that happen in that chapter. You need those in there. And finally, we have others. So this is anything else you can possibly think of that you must remember, and that would be a good reminder for when you write. Put it all there. I do have an extra section on my outline because artifacts are very important in my current novel. For you, you might not need this, or you could have something else. Certain magics could be important in your novel, or certain places. You can make this as long or short as you like. This is the general outline template that I use that works for me. Have a try of it, play around, see what works best for you guys. And now we're going to head back to the camera in 3, 2, 1. And those are my tips for how to outline or plot your novel. I hope they were helpful to you guys. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see as soon as I upload, you can ring that bell below. I'm never going to get which side this is on, guys. Never. It's just not happening. I also have a link to my website below, so if you prefer to read about how to plan or outline your novel rather than watch or listen to someone talking, click that link below. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. I post writing tips and general bookish, happy, nice images with a lot of coffee shops. So if that's what you're into, start following, guys. And thanks again for watching. Bye!